In each season of Hell's Kitchen, 12 to 20 aspiring chefs are brought onto the show to display their skills in front of millions of people, dominate the competition, and win their own restaurant. And yeah, 90% of contestants don't come close to achieving this goal. In fact, a majority of Hell's Kitchen contestants really struggle, or at best are pretty inconsistent despite being pro chefs. However, some chefs are far worse than others, and have the ever so shameful worst chef label on them from their season. What's going on, guys? I'm FlynnMasters, and today, we'll be looking at, in my opinion, the worst chef from each season of Hell's Kitchen. As usual, no specific metrics here, as I'll just be looking at generally how bad they were, and how much their mistakes and terribleness are remembered in the HK lore. Before we begin, please be sure to hit that subscribe and like button if you enjoy long and short form HK content like this. And with all that said, let's take a look back at the worst of the worst when it comes to Hell's Kitchen chefs, and who takes the crown from each season as the worst chef.
Bloody hell, here I go again.
For season 1, my pick goes to Dewberry, arguably the first ever Hell's Kitchen donkey. And bless his heart, as he truly is a sweet soul, but he just simply never stood a chance in Hell's Kitchen. While he wasn't necessarily terrible in the premiere, he was still lost throughout the night, and was lucky not to be the first boot in the show's history. But then the following episode, the poor guy completely melted down, and one could say, this was the first true instance that showed the audience at home what Hell's Kitchen could do to these chefs, and that this competition was not for the faint of heart.
How long?
12 minutes.
Surely the Wellington's rested.
I have no idea. Best answer.
What? You're useless, you know that.
I am. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
I mean, you know, I'm confused. I don't know what I'm doing.
Thank you for coming back. You
Yes,
never,
chef.
hello, desert your section again. Do you
Yes,
understand?
chef. He was trying to get me to be, I guess, better than I am, evidently.
Season 2 gives us a plethora of choices, as pretty much every chef this season, other than Keith and Heather, were absolute garbage. But I think the worst of the worst in this group comes from the fourth boot and Tom. How he made it that far is beyond me, as the guy struggled in pretty much every service. Not only did he struggle big time, but he also made other classic no-no mistakes for Hell's Kitchen chefs, such as sweating in his food and talking back to Ramsay. And pro tip, if you're gonna interrupt Ramsay while he's talking, it's probably best you show a bit more talent than Tom did in season 2. A donkey, terrible in all assets, and a douche can't do much worse than Tom did this season.
Sadly, no sauce.
May I speak?
No tortellinis.
May I speak?
May you speak. May you stand up straight and stop acting
well,
like a
I'm
slob.
trying- no,
At least look like cook. Oh my God. The duck's burned! You're cooking in a burnt pan, you believe it! You're gonna blow fire in your face, you donkey!
You have no idea how bad I want to put Josh, a little member of the Black Jacket Club, on here as season 3's worst chef. And honestly, I can't argue with anyone who would choose to do so. However, I think there's one chef who just edges out Josh, with that being Vinny. Vinny, like Josh, also did not have one good service throughout his 4-episode run, and when comparing the two in those first 4 episodes, I think his mistakes and overall skill level was just a bit worse than Josh. But what really makes Vinny stand out here, similar to Tom the season prior, is just how much of an asshole he was despite his lack of talent.
Vinny, 60 minutes without any appetizers. It tastes like gnat's piss.
I didn't know what you wanted. You didn't want to show me. So what did you want me to do?
You two-faced, lazy little. Can we go with the 3 Wellington?
Chef, I need more time on a Wellington.
No.
I overcooked them.
And then you want 15 more minutes because you. How many did you?
4 of them, chef.
What is that? What is that? Off, will you? Off.
Season 4 now, and despite this season also being one of the least talented ever, there's still an obvious standout here, which should tell you just how terrible this chef truly is, with that being Jason Underwood. I mean, the guy straight up should have been the first boot, but got spared big time when Leroy chose Dominic over him instead. He had another miserable night in episode 2, but was saved due to the blue team winning, and then in episode 3, he became one of only 3 chefs to be eliminated while working the dessert station, as he forgot the menu, and literally broke Ramsay with his stupidity. Not only that, but he stuck to the challenges as well, and in general, was a disgusting personality all the way around. All this cements Jason Underwood as one of Hell's Kitchen's worst ever chefs.
The girls surprised me.
Yes, chef.
They did good, but we're gonna win because we're men here. Come on.
Hands off my desk, please. Holy mackerel. Did you chicken?
The fondant with oh my God.
Oh no.
No, I know that.
You want to go home? That's you.
Yeah,
You're done.
I'm done. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
You're gonna get some sugar and rub it round the rim.
Sugar, butter, and the cocoa powder, and try to see if that keeps them from sticking.
Oh boy, season 5 now, probably the closest battle there is, as it's a 2-horse race between Seth and Colleen, who are both complete donkeys and terrible cooks throughout their Hell's Kitchen runs. However, even though she made it 1 round farther than Seth, Colleen takes the crown for worst chef this season, as she had 5 services, with all of them being bad, with the first 2 in particular being all-time bad ones, as she basically broke Ramsay in the process, and the only reason why she wasn't the second boot was due to G quitting because of her injury. And even though she made it 1 round farther than Seth, she was eliminated that round after messing up on the dessert station, the 3rd person ever to be eliminated from that station, and still remains the last chef to be eliminated when working the dessert 16 seasons later.
Come here. There you go. Take a bite and pass it along. There you go. Raw pastry, raw pear. That's her. You didn't know that's raw pastry with a raw pear?
No, chef.
You gotta be kidding me.
Unbelievable. Look at that. Look, hold on, hey, don't run away. It's black. It's raw in the middle.
Yes, chef.
Useless. You don't really have a cooking skill.
No, chef, I own a cooking school. I have a business just like you do.
Your business is not like my business. Hey, madam, let's get that right. Lift that lid off, it looks black.
It is black.
God!
Both of them.
I'm concerned for the poor bastards that you've taken money off of.
Season 6 now, and the choice here is pretty easy. While Tony was a complete train wreck in his 2 services, and Lovely couldn't do anything right, I just simply can't overlook how bad Louis did in the premiere episode, as he had one of the worst services ever, and to this day, he remains the only contestant ever to be eliminated mid-service on opening night. I mean, some people literally think he was a plant, that's how bad he was.
Louis, did you bite that? Look, that's one, that's the other. It's on the same table. Look at this. Look. Look. What the is this? Get out. Yes, get. Pilot.
Can I help? Can I help in the
Yeah,
kitchen?
you can help me. Oh, get out.
Season 7 might be my most controversial take, but I just can't overlook how bad Salvatore was this season. I mean, he had 1 good service out of 7, and even during that service, he was shown to make a mistake, which should tell you just how low Ramsay's standards were of Salvatore at that point in time. Not only was he bad in pretty much every service, but was bailed out by worse chefs or the blue team winning, but he also made other boneheaded mistakes as well, such as not making his own pasta despite being an Italian, and forgetting the desserts menu. While Salvatore will always have that best of the worst honor to hold on to after his episode 4 performance, literally nothing else about his season 7 run is even remotely good, and thus, I feel like I have to pick him as season 7's worst chef.
Salvatore,
Yes, chef.
name me the desserts.
It makes me freaking nervous. So, like, I get freezing. And then, like, I start, like, blah, 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 blah.
I'm running a kitchen, not a kindergarten. Get out! Upstairs with a menu. Hurry up, Salvatore. Come on, Salvatore.
Yes, chef.
Is that it for 3?
Let's go to 3 ducks.
Oh, come on.
Like, I'm scared to do anything because Chef Ramsay won't yell at you.
Salvatore, come here.
Yes, chef.
Out of 7 services, you've had 1 good one. Your time has run out.
Yes, chef.
Season 8 now, in my mind, the least talented group of chefs to ever be assembled in Hell's Kitchen. And yet, despite that, the pick here is an obvious one.
Raj, what's that? What is that stock he's putting in that salmon? No sauce, bro. You're stacking up your garnishes, and it's getting longer and longer and longer and longer. You'll have all those garnishes right outside the kitchen.
all I need.
Shut up! Get out! Why is he cooking scrambled egg when he can't even season it?
I try to make some sense out of this intense chaos. I tried to clear my head by sticking my head in the refrigerator.
Raj, move your fat ass!
We head into season 9, and the pick here I think is really one of the more forgotten terrible chefs in Hell's Kitchen history, with that being Chino. Chino was a bit of a donkey in the kitchen, struggled very badly in all 3 of the dinner services he took part in, and couldn't even get the job done out in the dining room. Seriously, if you're gonna be a crap cook, at least be useful to your team in some other way.
Chino! Chino! What does that say there? Help me understand that.
Oh, it's a margarita.
And what's that?
Kid cheeseburger.
And no sides? Did you offer them sides?
No, I didn't, chef.
Oh, piss off, Chino.
Chino is ready with his 2nd attempt at entrees for the Olympians.
Look at that.
That's raw.
Yep, it's pink.
Stop! Come here, you. Look at that. That is raw. And what have you done to this?
What is that? So now you just...
Yes, chef.
All of you, off out of here. Get upstairs.
Season 10 now, and while chefs like Chris, Brittany, and Don definitely made their fair share of mistakes in their early boot runs, I simply can't overlook the first boot of the season here, and just how badly he did, with that of course being 22-year-old executive chef Tavon. I mean, Tavon is literally a meme in Hell's Kitchen history despite lasting only one episode, as the guy produced one of the worst signature dishes ever, didn't show much passion, and had one of the worst individual services in Hell's Kitchen history. Safe to say, he didn't exactly live up to his executive chef status.
Raw. Look, this pigeon's that raw it can still fly. Touch it. Stone cold and raw.
Who sliced the scallops? Chef, answer the question.
I did.
Come here, you executive chef. Expensive hand-dyed scallops. Look, you sabotaged them. You sliced all them. We haven't even served one table. They're all executive chef. Do you actually cook in your restaurants?
Yes, I did.
And do they do the same there?
No.
So why are you doing it here?
I guess I froze. I mean, what else do you want me to say?
You haven't even defrosted. You think it's funny? Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Pop upstairs. Get out.
Season 11 gives us a plethora of chefs to choose from, as there were 20 chefs this season, and not many of them were talented. Sebastian, of course, is an iconic first boot donkey. Danielle was extremely pathetic throughout her HK run, and even chefs like Dan and Jacqueline, who made it decently far, didn't do much right throughout the competition. But to me, the worst chef crown this season goes to Jeremy, a fellow 22-year-old lead cook. Man, 22 must be a cursed age on this show. Jeremy not only failed in pretty much everything he did, but was an outcast by his teammates right away due to his lack of knowledge, with his HK run culminating with, in my opinion, the worst mistake in Hell's Kitchen history, as he served a sample plate to Gordon Ramsay. This was the final straw for Ramsay, as he eliminated Jeremy that night despite being on the winning team, an elimination long overdue.
What are we going with?
Two halibuts and one chicken, chef. 3 halibuts. 3 halibut and 1 chicken, chef.
What are we going with?
The three halibut, the two
3 halibuts, 1 bass, 1 chicken. What's going?
the 3 halibut, 2.
Get out!
Watch your back. Come on, come down.
Hey, all of you, come here. Some disgusting pig brought me the sample scrambled eggs that I cooked an hour ago.
Make sure you guys study the sample plates.
You've done something that I have never seen. You brought up a sample plate.
Season 12 is an interesting one, as I think most people would say either Gaurav or Mike would take the crown of worst chef this season, but my pick here is actually Nicole. Now yes, it wasn't like Nicole made any terrible mistakes like Gaurav, or completely tanked and became an outcast like Mike, but to me, what makes Nicole stand out in all the wrong ways is her insane lack of passion shown, arguably one of the least passionate chefs to ever enter Hell's Kitchen. And despite there being 4 good nominees to choose from after the episode 2 service, Ramsay chose to eliminate Nicole instead, as she made her mark in the worst of ways during her 2-episode season 12 run.
It's one thing to be frustrated, but I think Nicole is feeling a little defeated. Welcome with the risotto.
All of you, stop! That is so peppery, it's actually started discoloring. You two, get out.
I messed up the other scallop, chef.
No.
That's it, I'm done. Scallops. Done, that's it. That. I'm done, girl, that's it, I'm done.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay, chef.
You sure?
Yes, chef.
The attitude stinks. Do me a favor. Take that apron off and off home.
Yes, chef.
Extraordinary.
Yeah. You, yeah.
Season 13 is probably my toughest pick, as even though on paper JP looks like an easy choice, had he given a better nomination plea, he most likely would have stayed over Aaron. So I think my pick for this season goes to Deneen. After the red team at the time produced the best opening night dinner service in Hell's Kitchen history, Deneen was the main reason for them not finishing the next 2 services. In the second service, she struggled on fish, with her raw salmon getting the team kicked out, followed by another poor showing the following episode, leading to a justified 3rd boot.
I'm just waiting for him to just send it out. I'm praying he's sending it out.
All of you, come here. I've warned you, I've helped you, and now he's got raw salmon. It's just stone cold and raw. Get out! All of you, get out! Chicken!
Walking with chicken?
What in the is going on? And the chicken is as dry as a camel from the desert storm. Let me communicate something to you all. Get out! Get out!
Once again, I feel like the first boot this season in Krista should be the obvious pick, but even though she did have an all-time bad signature dish, she honestly really didn't make any mistakes in the kitchen that night, and was more so just a lunatic and completely lost. And let's be honest, if the red team would have won that night, then I think Michael would have been the first boot, after struggling on the scallops. He then got kicked out in the middle of service the following episode, and episode 3 was damn near Raj levels of entertainment, as the edit took every chance it got to make fun of Michael, and deservedly so, as he was eliminated that night after leaving an incredibly hot pan on top of all the cold pans, which could have easily caused a 3rd-degree burn.
You guys can go on lunch.
Yes, Chef. Chef James said time for lunch. So I ran upstairs and I started making my lunch.
I don't know. Did he say where he was going? He just walked out of the kitchen. Okay. Hey, Michael?
Yes, Chef.
Does it strike you as odd that you're the only one up here right now? When have you ever walked out of the kitchen by
I'm
yourself?
sorry, Chef. I thought it was lunchtime.
Who should be doing the flatbread? What station?
Garnish.
Michael, what are you doing?
Yes. Special, Chef.
How about looking overall?
Yes, Chef. I will
Okay.
right now. Yes, Chef. Right now. Me, man.
Michael, what the are you doing? They're talking, they go down and grab a pan and scald themselves.
Yes, Chef. You're right, Chef.
So why would you put... No,
I'm sorry, Chef.
what are you doing? The pan's about to burst into flames. What do you do?
I'm sorry, Chef.
Come on, young man.
On to season 15 now, and while I do think this cast is one of the least talented ever, there's really not as many standout bad chefs this season as say compared to seasons like 8, 4, and 2. However, the one absolute train wreck this season comes from the blue team, with that chef being Kevin. Kevin is one of the biggest modern day jokes in Hell's Kitchen, and arguably one of the truly last all-time bad chefs, as his HK run felt very old school-esque in terms of just how much he did wrong. In the premiere, he served up one of the worst signature dishes ever, not even making it from scratch, and struggled on fish that night, narrowly escaping elimination, and had Ellen not struggled on fish with him, I'm certain we would have seen Kevin as the first boot. But honestly, I think in retrospect, Kevin wishes he would have been the first boot, as after he continued to struggle throughout the season, but was spared from elimination due to the blue team winning 3 straight services, Ramsay finally reached his breaking point with Kevin in episode 5, leading to the most cold-blooded and ruthless elimination in Hell's Kitchen history.
Why is he dropping the scallops? All you're doing is just him and them.
Yes, Chef.
That's all you're doing.
Stop, Chef.
Yeah, overcooked. Look at them. It's pathetic and it's embarrassing. Get it together. Touch it. Look at it, look. Man! I've just done them with you. All of you, come here. Get in there.
Yes, Chef.
What is going on? You,
I am
do me a
chef.
big favor.
Yes, Chef.
Yeah? Get packed and off out. First, get out! Who's next?
While I so want to put a blue team member as the worst chef from season 16, I truly believe that distinction this season comes from the red team, with that chef being Gia. Now yes, you could argue that Gia had a great signature dish and had a hand in helping the red team dominate the opening night dinner service, which alone could put her out of contention, but I just simply can't overlook how bad she was the following 3 services. In episode 2, she flabbergasted Ramsay when she asked him to work on desserts while the team was still on entrees. In episode 3, she single-handedly tanked the red kitchen that night, leading to their first loss of the season, and then to finish up her run, she struggled during service once again, and lied about a cut finger to build empathy. All these elements gave Ramsay no choice but to eliminate Gia from the winning team, cementing her insane downfall after the premiere.
Just touch that. But you won't bite. The cow's dead.
I cut my finger off, Chef.
Are you okay? Medic! Where's the cut?
Right here.
Where?
It's not there.
Where's the cut?
I'm squeezing it, Chef. It's not gonna bleed.
Oh my God! You're such a drama queen. The person leaving Hell's Kitchen is Gia. Your team have lost faith in you. You are not ready to step in to the Venetian Hotel in Las Vegas.
Season 17 now, an all-star season. This should be a tough pick, right? Well, not really. When you think of the all-star from the season that had the biggest hit on the reputation, it's Josh, as he is my pick for worst chef this season, and it's not really close. I mean, when you look at the boots before Josh, all of them were eliminated for rather interesting reasons as opposed to flat-out kitchen mistakes. Josh was one of the few chefs this season to have a bad signature dish, struggled on the blue team, and struggled on the red team even more, becoming a complete outcast within both teams, leading Ramsay to eject him in the middle of service.
Ask for 2 risotto, chef? This guy can't count. Extraordinary. 2 risotto, 17 minutes on order, 2, 4. This time I get 5. What are you doing? How screwed up is this? Sit down with Paige. Sit down with Paige. You've made enough. Go on.
This is what humiliation looks like.
Where's the garnish?
It's in my hand, Chef.
In your hand. Ice cold.
Doing my best, Chef.
Your best is not good enough. Say goodbye. Get out. talented guy, but you are not ready to become my head chef in Vegas. That is it. Give me your jacket now.
Yes, chef.
Front door. Front door. Good night.
These next 4 seasons are pretty stacked talent-wise, but nonetheless, there's still a couple standout picks for each, with season 18's choice being an easy one, with that being the first boot, Scott. And yeah, as much as I would love to make fun of Jen, there's no other choice here than Scott, as he's generally one of the most delusional chefs to ever enter Hell's Kitchen, to the point where you question if he was putting on an act, cause there's no way someone could be this stupid.
I'm so lost on what he's trying to order.
6 shrimp, chef.
6 shrimp.
Oh my God, you only need 3 now. You already cooked 3.
Why are you cooking the shrimp?
Pardon?
You'd already done the order. It's gone.
Tableside.
Your name is Scott. Scott Lee is doing tableside. Come here, you.
Yes,
Come here,
chef.
come here. Let me show you what tableside means. Tableside means it's sat next to the table.
Yes, chef.
This is so embarrassing.
The next 2 picks are very similar, as they both nearly escaped being the first boot of the season, only to get eliminated in that same episode anyway. In season 19, we had Elliot, who, while not quite as bad as the season 20 chef, had a poor signature dish, produced a bad shrimp dish, and was completely lackadaisical during service, despite him already being on thin ice. This all culminated during elimination, when he himself admitted he didn't belong in the competition.
Elliot, what the are you doing? Look at the energy in here. He's standing, shut it. He's standing there doing jack.
Elliot's like E.T. You're lost in space.
Elliot! Are you a better chef than Drew? Yes or no?
The answer is no, chef.
Give me your jacket. You just made it easy for me. Good night.
Yes, chef.
Eliminating a chef this early is usually quite hard. But tonight, I didn't have to eliminate a chef. I had to eliminate Elliot.
But as mentioned, Elliot's run is nothing compared to Matthew's. I've already stated that Matthew probably had the worst 2-episode stretch in Hell's Kitchen history, as his signature dish was the worst that season, got super lucky that Ava was eliminated over him during the alcohol elimination challenge, and during service he had a complete meltdown on the meats, leading to an already overdue elimination, where Ramsay didn't even give him the chance to plead his case.
I'm a big lover of shrimp,
Okay.
but I'm not very good at eating shrimp and the sack. Would you like a little bite of the sack?
I'll avoid it. My bad.
You're literally serving Chef Ramsay. That's hilarious.
Matthew makes a desperate attempt to get his chicken temperature right.
Matthew pulls out a digital thermometer. Where the hell do we get digital thermometers?
Matthew, what's going on?
It's just really fast, and we're trying. And
Really fast?
Yes.
At Signature Dish, you delivered me a dish full of. Then, in the alcohol challenge, you served me a raw chicken. Worst of all, your attitude sucks. Therefore, I'm not listening to your. Give me your jacket. And the next time you decide to cook protein, use it properly. Good night.
We finish off with season 21, and to me, the pick here is O'Shea. I mean, the guy straight up should have been the first boot after serving up raw chicken wings in the elimination challenge, and while he did fine during opening night, his terrible night on meats during the second service led to an easy elimination for Ramsay.
Chef Ramsay said, give me your best wing. I said, I got this. I made thousands of wings.
You just had me bit into a raw wing. Not trying that.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. The lamb chef.
Oh, no. This is a joke. Oh. Get out! Some evictions are harder than others. This was an easy one. Goodbye, O'Shea.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video of my picks for the worst chef from each Hell's Kitchen season. Please be sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed it, and let me know in the comments what you agree and disagree with. With all that said, take care everyone, and I'll see you next time.
Get out of there.